The following is a presentation of the Black Hollywood Live Network, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. Hollywood Redefined. From Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is Black Hollywood Live, Phenomenal Women, featuring in-depth interviews with today's most inspiring women. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood Redefined.
You're listening to Black Hollywood Live.
And now, the host of Black Hollywood Live, Phenomenal Women.
This makes my Fridays every happy Friday. Every happy Friday. I love my Fridays when I hear this song. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Phenomenal Women on Black Hollywood Live. I have some beautiful ladies with me today. I have Nikia Phoenix,
Hello.
Who is a blogger and a model. She is also the current face of Carol's Daughter, and she's stunning. And I have with me the founder of K is for Kinky, which I love so much, Angel Jordan. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So I want to start off with K is for Kinky, just for our viewers to know about it, because it is the #1 blog out there for natural hair. And I want you to tell us what inspired you to start this.
Well, thank you for that accolade.
You're welcome.
I started KS for Kinky as a hobby. It was a blog at one time. It's now grown into a blogazine, which is just a digital magazine. But it really was when I first cut off my relaxer. I just knew I was going to be like, Tracy Ellis Ross and Cree Summer and flowing curls. My hair was kinky, and it was different than what I thought it was going to be. I saw in the mirror, instead of Tracy Ellis Ross, I saw Florida Evans. And at the time, that was a problem for me. And it was shocking because, I was a minor in Black Studies, and, I grew up in a home where my parents were very proud to be African Americans. And so, it was almost a shock to me that I cut my hair off and went natural, but I didn't feel beautiful with my natural hair. I hadn't seen it since I was a kid,
Right.
And so, there were websites and blogs and forums for women with natural hair, but no one was really talking about issues of I got the comb stuck in my hair because I literally had to relearn how to comb my hair. I had to learn how to do things with my hair that I never knew how to do or thought that I, would need to know with a relaxer. And so I started a blog to talk about this, the comb got stuck in my hair today. Or, I tried that shampoo everyone's talking about. It didn't work for me,
Right.
And so it really was just a place for me to kind of groan and lament about my hair. And not that I regretted being natural. There were times where I, ebbed and flowed out of regret. But more so just to see if anyone else could relate, because there were so many people going natural, but they had the kind of hair that, and I emphasize, quote unquote, that everybody wanted. Nobody had the hair that I had that was online celebrating kinky hair. I wanted to see that celebration.
Right.
It's like being a Black woman, no matter your color, it's hard to see us being celebrated. So I was not seeing anyone who was a Black woman who had hair like me that was celebrating kinky hair. And so I decided to do that. And then after a while, it clicked in my head that my transformation into beauty and feeling beautiful had nothing to do with my hair. It had nothing to do with my hair. It had to do with how I felt about what my hair stood for.
Right.
And I had to go culturally into what that meant. I had to dig deep into say, oh, wow, that means that at the end of the day, you are Black. Your people were slaves, and they come from Africa.
Right.
Really, it
it's
meant
true.
that.
Right.
When you look at it, there's so many different, factors within that. And not that I was embarrassed about that, because I wasn't. I was like, I don't feel embarrassed by that. So why do I feel some kind of way? So I had to kind of rectify those feelings and get them together and figure out what was happening. And over time, once that clicked in my head, I said, I know other people are probably feeling this. Let me talk about this and let me get other women who have kinky hair to come along and talk about it. So it grew from a one-person blog to a blogazine where we have women like Nikia who contributes. Of course, she has kinky hair and she's a model, so that's a good perspective. She's in that world, and then we have other contributors as well. We bring voices together to talk about what it means to be Black and have natural hair.
Now, question for you, kinky hair, because I've had the comb stuck in my hair too, like after the gym, sweating it out, and I was just like, okay, and then I can't comb it. So what advice can you give us? I mean, I'm weaved out now, but I'm just saying.
And it's very beautiful. It's very beautiful.
Thank you. But I feel like I can't go natural because I don't know what to do for my hair when I can't put the comb through it. And then it breaks, and then it gets stuck, and then I'm like, forget it. Then I go to the pressing and then flat iron, and I'm done.
Right.
So what advice do you give us, women, black colored women? How do you get the comb to comb through your kinky hair?
Well, natural hair, no matter your curl pattern, no matter how big your curls or tiny they are, kinky hair in essence is just really tightly coiled hair. And sometimes it's curly and sometimes you have zigzags within that. But it's not really meant to be combed. And I think that's the first thing we have to realize is that we don't have herbal essence, flowing. You see those commercials and those women are like, that is not our hair. And we've wanted that hair for so long that we've convinced ourselves that we should be able to comb and brush, and those aren't our hair rules. It's okay though, because we have unique hair that has its own unique set of rules, right?
Right.
So for our hair, once you get over the idea that I need to be able to use a comb in my hair, you okay. And then when you do want to comb your hair, because we can comb our hair, it's not really meant to be combed every day, I should say. I should clarify that. I comb my hair usually in the shower when I need to detangle it or before I shower. And you have to use a special comb, a white tooth comb. And even within that, it needs to have balls on the end so it's protected and doesn't rip out your hair. Because when I got the comb stuck in my hair, I thought the same thing too. Like, I should be able to comb my hair.
Right.
And once I figured out I can comb my hair, but I have to comb my hair under certain circumstances, I can now easily comb my hair. So one of the things I would say is if you are natural and you're feeling like you just started going natural and you're still trying to figure out how to use the comb, don't put the comb in your hair unless you have a lot of conditioner in your hair or a lot of coconut oil and your hair is really lubricated, and start from the ends. And you never start at the root ever. You're going to rip every...
Oh, that's what I did wrong.
Always start at the ends, and you just go up the ends. And as those tangles loosen, you go up higher and higher and higher. And before you know it, you can pull the whole comb from root to tip through your hair. It won't go smooth sailing like a relaxer would, but it'll still slide through your hair. And you do that section at a time. And then your hair is detangled. And it's like little things like that, right?
Yeah.
Once they click, you're like, wow, if I had known that, I wouldn't have been in the shower crying with a comb stuck
Right.
in my hair. But it is a process. And it's having those moments like that is okay, not knowing, like, how do I comb my hair? Because a lot of us, we don't remember. We've had relaxers since I got a relaxer when I was 12.
I was 6.
Yeah, how old were you?
I think I was 6.
Yeah, and
maybe
your mom
even younger.
did your hair before. So
Yes, my
we
mom,
never touched our hair.
Never.
So we had to relearn, really.
Right. How to do our hair. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for sharing that tip, because I was just like, I don't know how to do it. So I was like, forget it. I'll just weave it up.
Yeah. Well,
we're
going to do like a series of how-tos from basics, just like how to shampoo, how to detangle.
Yeah.
There'll be video tutorials, and we will show everyone step by step how to do these things, because I think sometimes you'll meet someone who's natural and they have, been 5-10 years natural, and they don't understand people who still have those questions, but it's okay to have those questions.
Absolutely.
Because if you don't talk to someone and get the information, how are you going to know? I didn't know.
That's true.
I learned out the hard way. I learned the hard way because I actually had no one to talk to. So,
and I'm so glad that you had to learn and you figured it out, and you're inspiring us to know more about it, because I didn't know.
Well, see, you learned something today.
I learned something today. So I want to talk to you, Nikia. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks
the face of Carol's daughter. How awesome is that? Congratulations.
Thank you.
And you also have a blog as well, Model Liberation. And tell us your journey and how you started that.
I started Model Liberation basically as a way to vent my frustration about the fashion industry, because there are so many times that you go to a casting, and in other countries, specifically in Italy, they will just look at you and talk about you while you're standing right there. And it's like, wait a minute, I'm a human being. I'm a person. I hear what you're saying, and it doesn't feel very good. And you're judged based on your appearance. You're getting jobs based on your appearance. That's hard to take for some people. People say don't take it personally. Of course you're taking it personally. That's how you look. You can't change that.
Right.
So I kind of started Model Liberation as a way, as therapy for me to get through the hardships and all the back and forth. So I like it.
And what advice would you give an up-and-coming model on how to handle that kind of backlash from casting directors?
It's going to take a lot of time for you to develop a tough skin. It's not easy. There's still moments where I feel broken down, like, I can't believe I didn't get that job. I had a moment like that last week, like, I can't believe I didn't get that job. And you do start taking it personally, like, what did I do?
Yeah.
Is there something on my face? Of course there's something on my face. I have freckles all over my face.
Which is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
I
Thank
love
you.
my mom has freckles.
Ooh. Love it. Keep it in the family.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Your kids will probably have freckles.
Right.
So, you know, it's tough, it's hard, but as long as you have a good support system and you honestly believe in yourself, it'll get you through.
Yeah, that's some really good advice. Now, the topic that I really want to talk about that I'm a fan of is the project that you both collaborated on for She. Now, I wish that I can show you a clip. I wanted to so desperately, and I looked through it to see, but I just know YouTube is going to flag it for some reason. So I invite everybody to go to the website, K is for Kinky, to watch it. But tell us about She. Tell us about that. You both, I'll start with you.
Well, it was an idea that I just kind of had and kind of threw around to Nikia and my DP, her name's Paris McCoy, and I said, you know, let's do a lingerie film. It actually started from a lingerie photo shoot, I think. And then Women's History, February was coming up, so it was Valentine's, and then following that was Women's History Month. And I said, this was around the time where there was this big backlash to Beyonce's, you know, her sexuality and who owns it and how can she express it like that because now she has a child and all this crazy talk about what she needs to do with her body. And so it ended up turning into a project for us to express Black womanhood sexually. That sounds so scary to some
That
people.
sounds lovely to me, though. I like it.
It scares a lot of people, but we're sexual beings.
Yeah, I don't understand why that would scare.
You know, the same way people were talking about the fact that Beyonce's too sexy and she has, you know, and I'm using her as an example because she's the thing that most people can relate to. But historically, Black women our bodies have either been put up for show, you know, and they've been exploited. Or, you know, in the films, in old films, even to now, we're either over-sexualized, hyper-sexualized, we're the nanny sidekick, or we're very tragic, or we're the plus-size sidekick who has no sexuality. The only thing she can do is be funny.
Right.
You know, and so they take our diversity and they take our being and box it in where it's safe. Because if you have to address Black sexuality, you have to address the womanhood that's behind it. Anything else is objectification, and that's where we are in many cases. So I wanted to create a project that celebrated being a Black woman who has kinky hair, you know, the hair that's not in the Herbal Essence commercial, the hair that's on the opposite end of the spectrum, and celebrate what it means to just own your sexuality and be loved and liberated in that. It's okay to love sex and want to have sex. It's okay to be a sexual being.
Yeah.
I mean, to not be ashamed of it. And that's really what it was about. It was just doing that. And we were so surprised that people were really excited about it. It's a very, you know, to put something out there like that, it's nerve-wracking, right?
Yes. And I'm going to ask you after to see how you felt about it when you was doing it.
I'm a little nervous. Like, okay, I'm about to upload. We can't go back down. You know, everything's permanent on the internet. So.
Right.
But we've gotten a lot of good responses from it. I mean, even Nikia, she's always people recognize her all the time. Like, weren't you in that Cadillac commercial? Didn't I see you on the box of, you know, in Walmart on Carol Starter sign or something? Yeah. But people have been saying to her, I saw you in a movie on, you know, for She. And that's good, not only because they recognize her, but because people are already fans of her and they're excited about what they saw. Yeah. You know, that could make them afraid, but they're like, no, that was so great. You were so beautiful. And that's what we want to hear. You know, we want to hear that from other women, that I feel like it's okay for me to own my sexuality and that I am a sexual being. And that's how God made me. Yeah.
Kinky hair and all.
Kinky hair and all. Right.
So how did you feel, Nikia, doing She?
Well, it's really funny because when Angel was editing the film, she was like, I can't show this to you. You can't see it yet. You can't see it yet. And I was just like, oh gosh, I don't know what she's doing. You know, we're women. Of course we're self-conscious about our bodies. I'm wearing lingerie. Yeah. Like, oh girl, I don't know if you got the right angle for that. I mean, there are moments where you do see a little butt cheek in there. I'm wearing a thong. You know, it is what it is. But at the moment, I'm fine with it. Yeah. While we were filming, I was fine with it. But when I saw the first cut, I was nervous. I can be honest, I was nervous.
Nervous about the way that you looked, nervous about other people, the way, what were you nervous?
About the way that I looked and about how other people would see it. And of course, how my mother would see
Yeah.
how my mother would see it. So, but I look at it now and it's very liberating.
Yeah.
I know that that was a moment that we were able to capture, and looking back on it and thinking about the day that we spent shooting, it's refreshing. I like it.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, it was all women's crew. We just kind of hung out and shot, and you know, it was very organic. So everything that you're seeing is a collaborative effort. There's direction there, but it's really a lot of us just collaboratively working, and our energies just ebbing and flowing together. So I could give her a short direction and she could just take that and run with it. So you see dancing, you see there's no sound, but there was so much more going on behind the scenes. So when we look at it, you know, we see so much more than just 4 minutes of Nikia. It's so much bigger than that. Because even just the fact that it was all women coming together to even make that, and we were all very comfortable the entire time. There were times where I'm like, don't move, I need to literally move your boob to the, like this. I need to just get this one shot, you know, and that's how it is in film, you know, because you have to like, I'm like, don't move, I need to pull your panty a little bit to the side, like
need you to arch your back
don't
a little
arch your
bit.
back, just, you know, and like if someone had been hearing that, they'd be like, what are they doing in that? What are they doing over there? You know, but it was a very fun process, and we had a lot of fun doing it. Yeah.
And as I was watching it, I was thinking, what are you thinking about with those certain looks and poses and walking, and I want to be able to do that myself, but I know you got to get in a frame of mind with that. Now, as a director, do you help her get in there, or do you get in there yourself? Like, how did you come up? Because there were certain looks, the way that you walked, the way that you posed, and I know you're a model, so it comes naturally, but certain things you just got to really dig a little deep. How did you do that?
I was listening to a lot of Jodeci.
Yeah, I was gonna say one of our favorite singer like groups is Jodeci. Nikia and I can literally. One time we were going home. We had done something earlier today. I was taking her home, and Jodeci came on. We sat in the car for the whole 3 minutes. Like we're just sitting out front of her house, just jamming,
my lady.
Yeah, I think that's what it was, right? I think. And so Jodeci was on, and so we already worked together. So I kind of, you know, energy wise, we're really good. And so I would say things like, you know, be sexy, you're a queen, like, you know, just talking to her and just ebbing her on, like, you know, sway your hips, or, you know, give me that, you know, think sexy thoughts. Yeah. And, you know, I would say those things to her and then help, you know, pull them out, and then she just pick up from there. So it was, like I said, it was very organic. I know what I wanted. Yeah. She was able to literally take my direction and put it back on her face. So it was very easy process to do. Plus the music helps, you know. Yeah, Jodeci helps. I was a fan of Jodeci back in the day growing up. I love me some Jodeci. So what's next for you guys? After She, which was beautifully done, and please, I just cannot stress enough, please check it out. I know we've been talking about it. I really wish I can show it, but I do not want it to get flagged so we can show this video on YouTube. You're scaring me. Maybe we'll get flagged now. No, you won't get flagged. But I think, you know, with us here at BHL, we just want to be sensitive to it. So please go to kisforkinky.com and check out She. Is absolutely beautiful, and I love it. Thank you guys for doing that so much. So back to what I was saying. What's next for you guys? What's the next plan for Model Liberation and K is for Kinky, and or even for you guys personally? Okay, I think I'll let you start with just your project, and then. Okay.
I normally. Angel and I collaborate on a lot of things, and we bounce a lot of ideas off of each other. We're on the phone like every day, like, girl, what do you think about this? I don't know, you know, just a lot of back and forth. So I rely so much on her opinion to figure out like what's the next step for me and what's really going to help push my voice and my brand along. So I have a Cadillac commercial running right now, which is fantastic.
And she's Nefertiti in it. It's so awesome.
Congratulations.
I'm an Egyptian queen in that, and I'm really proud of it because, I mean, I've never played a queen before. It's fantastic. Everybody should do it. Right. Just the jewelry, the clothes, everything. But for women of color to be able to see one of our own in a commercial like that, and such a role like that, is really important to me. So I just want to push that for people. I just want women of color to see that we can be regal. We are regal. We come from kings and queens. Yeah. We
absolutely.
They're beautiful.
We absolutely. Need to own it. So, you know, just pushing that message and letting everybody know that they are beautiful. And beauty's not just something that's on top of your skin. It's within you. It's your spirit. Just how you address other people. Yeah. Just pushing that. That's all I want to do.
That's all you. And what about you?
Well, I'm working on, in addition to KS for Kinky, I do some creative direction on the side. So I have that going. But like Nikia is saying, we're collaborating on a few things. We have some really fun things we're going to be shooting video-wise. Because video is new to KS for Kinky as of this year. No, last year. We started last year. I've been producing for a while, so it's not new to me, but it was something I wanted to bring to the site because that's my medium where I feel like I can be the most creative. I love the visual aesthetic that KS for Kinky brings. I think we definitely are very, have a very sharp editorial eye, and we want to bring that to video as well. So we'll be working on a really fun project that I don't want to give away just yet, that I'm hoping will launch right after Labor Day. It's a collaborative effort between Nikia and I. And then we'll be shooting the how-tos I was telling you about. So kind of a library. We want to create kind of a library. That way people can go access it on their phone or even, if they're out or whatever. And then just continuing, again, to push the message that we're beautiful. I think because of what we do and people, especially with Nikia, they recognize us and they see what we do. They may not think that we're the kind of women that want to celebrate other women, but we do what we do because it's all about celebrating other women. We're all important and we're all here for a reason. And I don't have to dim my light to let your light shine. We can shine together because a room full of lights. Can you imagine the people that would be blinded by that? Right. And that's the kind of message we want to send. Like, we're stronger when we're together and we support one another. So I'm the kind of woman that, like, if you ask me where I got my shoes from, I'm like, girl, this is where the shoes came from. Right. And they're on sale and there's a coupon. Some people won't even tell you where they get their shoes from. I'm just, we really want to. We believe that you get what you put out. And if I put out good energy and vibes, I'll get that back. Because I can't, spend my life fighting against the negative energy. I'd rather put good things out. So we're working on a few more short films and a fun project that will be launching after Labor Day. So
I love it. I love it. And, listening to you too, I love the fact that you guys work together and you're showing our audience and our listeners who will be listening, on iTunes, that you can partner up with someone who can help you be inspirational and push your project or your idea and to just do whatever it is that you want to do. And that's what makes you two phenomenal, is because you have each other's back and you know something about yourself that you can share with others to inspire and encourage, whether it's model liberation, K is for kinky, for your hair, and that's what I love about you two and working together, that we don't see a lot of sometimes, in women of color. We are always, like you said, we don't want to share, or we have a little bit of information and we just want to keep it to ourselves. It's it's mine, I can, and you are an example of teamwork. You're an example of inspiring other people to go, you know what, I have a friend that can help me launch my blog or launch this project or produce or direct or even be beautiful in lingerie. And I just thank you guys so much for sharing that with us on today's Phenomenal Women and inspiring the viewers and the listeners.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being with me today and being on Black Hollywood Live. And you can watch us again on Phenomenal Women, blackhollywoodlive.com. I'm your host, Ashida Onrae, and I look forward to inspiring you next week.
From producers Maria Menounos, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, Kevin Undergaro, and the entire BHL crew, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I'm your BHL announcer, Scipio. Instagram me at Planet Scipio. Thank you for tuning in.
You guys are...
Thanks for watching Black Hollywood Live on YouTube. For more in-depth interviews and news, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion in the comment section below here. See you soon, everyone. Bye.